Hello everybody, welcome to my trivia channel. I'm here in sunny Yorktown, Virginia, and John Hamilton. I'm a freelance writer, so my articles appear in local newspapers, and this is an amazing story. I believe it's true. Her name was Sybil Ludington, and this is, on a side note, her name is spelled with one D. You'd think it would be Ludington instead of the two D's, but Sybil Ludington. She was 16 years old and rode her horse Star. Of course, his name was Star. And she rode her horse 40 miles over the course of the evening from about 9 p.m. overnight till dawn. Now today, by the way, her ride was, today's April 27, 2021. Her ride was, the anniversary was yesterday, April 26, 1777. So yesterday was the 244th anniversary. Now, Paul Revere's ride was April 18, 1775, so her ride came exactly 2 years, 8 days after his ride. But, so over today's sunrise was at 6:16 a.m., so you figure she rode from 9 p.m. to 6:16 a.m., that's over 9 hours, 9 hours, 16 minutes. It's incredible. I hope her horse Star was okay, because I haven't really think about him dying from the ride, so, or being injured, so I hope he was okay. I'm an animal lover, horse lover, but she carried a stick. I mean, you can't make this up. In fact, she got her own movie in 2010. Unfortunately, it didn't get great reviews. I think not even 4 stars out of 10, but I'll have to watch it because sometimes there's reviews don't. Roadhouse doesn't get great reviews, and come on, that's the greatest movie ever. But, come on, Patrick Swayze is a bouncer. But she carried a stick, she banged on the shutters, and the whole backstory, I've read a lot of different sources on this, but basically what happened, this was up in New York State, in Danbury, Connecticut, which is kind of on the border there, and then the Sound, I guess it's Long Island Sound there. The British had landed there and come in town to Danbury, Connecticut, and were going to burn down Danbury. And her dad, she was a patriot, he was also a patriot in the Revolutionary War. He was like the head of the local militia. He was the head, so he was well known. And so her dad had to organize a militia, and he couldn't make the ride. And so we don't know whether he asked her to go or she volunteered, but this is a brave young woman. Middle of the night. It rained, of course. Of course it rained. So she was soaked. The horse was soaked. And she was the oldest of 12 children, so you know she was mentally tough, right? Come on. The oldest of 12 children. So she went to warn everybody, similar, you know, the British are coming, very similar concept. And she banged on the shutters and she said, "They're burning Danbury, they're burning Danbury." And they weren't able to save Danbury ultimately, but they were able to fend off the British and drive the British back to the water. So it was successful. And she got congratulated by somebody named George Washington. Not bad, huh? So, and she did get her own stamp in 1775 for the bicentennial coming up the next year. She got her own stamp. She has her, I believe, a statue with her on the star and carrying the stick up there in New York somewhere. But some people doubt the story, of course. You know, every story there's people who doubt stories, so you know they've got that right, their opinion. But from what I've gathered, it sounds pretty legitimate. I mean, it sounds legitimate considering her father was the head of the local militia and so forth. This sounds like a pretty legitimate story. So, by the way, she married about 7 years later to a farmer. He died around age 38. She lived to be 77. Yeah, she was tough, and she lived right through the War of 1812. She lived to about 1839. I don't know. I'm trying to find out if she was involved with the War of 1812 too, but I haven't found any information. So if anybody knows anything on that, I'd like to hear about it. But anyway, that's it. The female Paul Revere definitely deserves another movie by a famous director to really, you know, that big blockbuster. She really deserves it, I think. But that's it. And no trivia question on this one, and we'll see you for the next trivia question. Goodbye.